Yo, what is going on, everybody? Shri Kanase here. So how do you scale aggressively and fast with Google Ads during Q4 or just during a time period when it is urgent? You need to be pumping out a big budget with different campaigns fast in order to take advantage of that time period. Now, I've always said this, and if you have been following me for a while, you already know about this, that Google Ads is a time-based platform. So exactly how can you go about scaling aggressively with Google Ads without going in a loss? Because again, this is not Facebook ads where you can go from $1,000 a day to 10,000 literally overnight. With Google, it's an algorithm based process and a search based process, meaning it's a search intent advertising platform which requires data to work properly, and that too data trickling in over a certain period of time. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys into one ad account where I'll be explaining the exact strategy which I'll be then teaching you on a Google Doc. So let's just get right into it. The first thing you'll have to do in order to find any type of success with this strategy, however, is to destroy that like button and subscribe if you haven't already while clicking that bell notification for me. This tremendously helps the channel out and you get to stay up to date with amazing content like this. Now let's just jump right into it. So how to scale fast with Google Ads. I'm going to be taking you inside one of my main clients' accounts. And for again, those of you that have been following me for a while, I do have a Google Ads marketing agency called Euro Marketing, where if you're doing over $30,000 monthly in sales, I can go ahead and handle your ads for you. So if this is of any interest to you, then just go ahead and go onto my website, euromarketing.com, and book a call with my team. But this is one of the clients that I'm currently working with under my agency, and as you guys can see today when I'm recording this video, November 7th, the result has been absolutely insane. 88.42 times return on ad spend. This is insane. We've spent about $25 so far today to get back $2,170 in sales. I don't know what advertising platform can provide that, but we're using the same exact strategies which I mentioned in my YouTube channel, and also the scaling strategy which I'm about to mention right now. But looking at this month overall, this store has been extremely profitable with the strategies and the campaigns we have been running. As you can see, $400 spent only in this ad account so far for a 32x ROAS, $13,000 in sales. And the beauty about this is that this ad account actually started running ads October 14th, so it hasn't even been a full month yet. And these kinds of results are not really common results for common e-commerce store owners, simply because they don't know how to scale aggressively the right way, which I'm about to teach you how to do, because we have been able to maintain a 20 times return on ad spend while starting a brand new ad account. This store right here was run mostly on Facebook ads. They only spent about $1,600 so far to get back $32,000 in sales. 20x ROAS. Absolutely insane right here. And in the recent months, it has been going up tremendously simply because of the scaling strategies we have been implementing. So what I want to do now is take you guys over to my Google Doc right here to now start talking about how to scale the right way. So let's start off first by talking about the basics, because if you don't know the basics of Google Ads, literally scaling is going to be one of the hardest things you do. So Google Ads basics. You want to understand, as I keep on saying in my YouTube channel, also in my Google Ads Mastery course, the only difference is my Google Ads Mastery course goes more in depth into all of this stuff. So if you are not at that $30,000 per month level where I can handle your ads for you, you can get my Google Ads Mastery course to learn strategies like these in depth and get to that level. But it is a time-based platform, meaning the search terms, the overall algorithm that is dependent on these search terms itself, it takes time to kind of register the data and perform based on the data. Because again, the performance that you get on a day-to-day basis is all dependent on the data that campaign got yesterday or in the past 7 days or in the past 30 days and so forth. But the reality is it takes about 24 to 48 hours for Google's algorithm to even start tracking the data properly. And I would even go as far to say it might even take a week for all of the data with the purchases to get attributed to the right campaign. And that's just how Google Ads works. That's why it's a time-based platform. So that means when it comes to optimizations, when it comes to scaling Google Ads, a normal window for scaling is 7 to 10 days. That's just what I always recommend on a normal time period. But when you are in a time crunch period like this, when it's Q4, there's only a couple of weeks to maybe even a couple of months for you to make the maximum amount of profit and the maximum amount of money possible. You need to kind of crunch these numbers down to make it more manageable for you and for you to scale profitably. But that does not mean you go crazy with scaling. You just double the budgets like you would Facebook ads, because that could literally crush your campaign overnight. So exactly what do you do then? Well, here's exactly what you do. Here's my exact scaling strategy, which I'm using for that ad account as well, which we'll be diving into further very shortly. But the aggressive scaling strategy starts off with the budget increases, and this only applies to you if your Google shopping campaign or your Google search campaign is spending the entire budget. So what do you do if your campaign is already spending the entire budget and it's profitable too? Because if it's not profitable, none of this matters for you. You want to first get it to profitability. Again, get my Google Ads Mastery course or watch my videos to get it to profitability. But you want to then start increasing the budget by 15% to 19% every 3 days. What does this mean exactly? If your budget currently is $100 a day, that means today, let's say you want to start scaling, it has already been 3 days since you scaled last time. You want to take that 100 and multiply that by 0.15 or by 0.19. So in this case, that would be increasing the budget by $15 to $19. And you want to do those kinds of increments depending on the overall profits. Now, if the profits is like that store I was just showing you where it's as 20x ROAS, obviously you can go more towards the higher portion, which is 19%. But if it's kind of profitable, might even be break even, and you still want to scale a bit further, you want to stick to the lower end of the spectrum, which is 15%. And you want to again do this every 3 days. If it's not really profitable, wait 5 to 7 days. But this is the method number one for scaling aggressively every 3 days. You want to be doing this as long as that campaign is profitable. Next, if the budget is not fully getting spent, but it's still profitable, what do you do? In this case, increasing the budget is of no use because the entire budget is not even getting spent with your current bid. What you want to do is increase the bid by 3 cents all the way up to 7 cents, again depending on profitability, every 3 days until that entire budget starts to get spent. Because if it is not getting spent fully, no matter what you do, if you set the budget to $1 million a day, it is still going to spend around the same budget because the overall search terms, the overall bids for that, it's the same, and it's not capturing maybe the entire search market out there, which is why you're just spending the same amount of money around there every single day, simply because your search impression share, it's not increasing due to the amount of auctions you are winning. So again, increase the bid by 3 cents to 7 cents every 3 days. Now, before we continue on to these things right here, let's go ahead and go on over to that ad account one more time to go inside one of the main campaigns running for this e-commerce store right here of my client. So as you can see, it is this one campaign right here. It is currently a smart shopping campaign following the same exact things which I mentioned in my Google Ads Mastery course or also in my YouTube channel. As you can see, we have these special conversion paths right here which tell us exactly the right kind of data. Very important to know exactly what is going on with our campaigns. But if we go ahead and go to change history, which is where I'll be showing you how we have been increasing the budgets, you'll see exactly what has been going on. So this client right here, they weren't really sure in the beginning whether they wanted to even start spending this much amount of money, and it's at $65 a day right now. But that is simply because in the beginning, they were not really getting the desired results. But as you can see, over time, they started to get more and more conversions, and their overall conversion value over cost, meaning ROAS, started to increase significantly after we took over. So as you can see, if we go weekly, we can see that around the 1st to 2nd week of October, which is when they even started this campaign, it was at a 3.89 ROAS. But over time, it has been going up, and that too with us increasing the budget. As you can see, we have been increasing the budget several times. But we have been increasing it by a lower amount because this campaign started at only $50 a day. So first, we increased it by only $5, which is only a 10% increase. Again, that was simply because our client right here, he didn't really want to scale that fast. But now we have again increased it from 55 to 60 in 3 days, as you can see. And since October 29th, it has only been going up. Normally what happens with Google Ads is if you increase the budget too fast, it starts to dip. But in this case, we're not seeing that at all. And again, we're only increasing it by around 10% because of our client and his ability to scale with his Shopify store. But now in the next coming weeks, we are going to be sticking more towards that 19% increase simply because of the overall returns we're getting. Now, keep in mind, you're going to notice this as well. When you start to scale aggressively like this, your ROAS will start to drop. That's just how it works. So don't panic and think that I'm coming up with these strategies out of thin air, because that's just how it works. Once you start spending more and more money, Google now has a bigger net to go out and find a greater audience. So it will try to do that, and in the process end up spending a little over what you want, and the ROAS will dip because of that. But in addition to increasing the bids, budget, you want to be having a combination of product ad group campaigns, standalone campaigns, and smart shopping campaigns. So this ad account right here, we have all of those things going on right now. We have a search campaign as well. In fact, it's a SCAG campaign for one of their main and winning products. In addition, we're doing retargeting on all of these shopping campaigns. So as you know, if you have been watching me for a while, that shopping campaigns can do both cold traffic as well as warm and hot traffic. You just gotta do it right in the settings. But in addition to that, one bonus I have for you guys is using Bing ads. You can directly import your Google campaigns into Bing ads. Very helpful and good for capturing those extra sales which you might be missing out. Now, it depends on your niche, of course. Bing ads is not good for every niche. Older gentlemen often search on Bing because the younger audience, it's mostly on Google. So because of that, you might want to stick to Google ads unless your store is more related to the older audience as well. But this is pretty much it. Keeping it very simple and straightforward to scaling with Google ads fast. You don't need to be doing anything crazy. Just have a combination of campaigns, increasing your bids and budgets if necessary every 3 days or so, and not the normal window of 5 days, 7 days, 14 days even. And just make sure to look at the profitability, because if it's not profitable, none of this matters. But again, if you're at that $30,000 or more per month in sales amounts with your e-commerce store, I can handle your ads for you. Just go on over to my website at yorumarketing.com and just book a call with our team. Otherwise, if you're trying to get to that level, just go on gadsmastery.com to get my Google Ads Mastery course. But if you found any type of value in this video, destroy that like button and destroy that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.